It's the Green Rush Nation podcast. I just had the bluest dream that you've ever seen, and I can't believe that shit was green, cause it hit so clean, and my history is a mystery. I don't give a fuck, I just hit the tree on the 5th degree. We don't pit for free. If you don't got 5 shit, get up and leave. It's the Green Rush Nation podcast. Yo, what's going on, guys? We're back with another episode of the Green Rush Nation podcast, the highest podcast in the world. I'm your host, B-Gunz. We're here with another legend in the industry today. If you don't know about him, you're going to learn about him today because he has some crazy creations here. We have our friend Weavers.
How you doing?
Pretty good. How about yourself? How was the travels in?
Great.
I heard you're pretty local, so.
I'm very local, but my only problem is I was driving slow because I had some passengers that are very fragile.
Some precious cargo.
You know, I brought Blunt Off with me over here.
Shout out to Blunt Off. This guy, you know, weighs more than some of your children out there.
Let's put this down. So I'm definitely trying to get in the Hollywood Hollywood spirit. I was going to say the holiday spirit.
Absolutely.
So what we have here is Blunt Off. He's the smokable reindeer.
And how many pounds is in this thing?
He weighs 3 pounds.
Holy shit.
The funny thing is when I started making this, I thought it was going to weigh 1.5 pounds. And I'm usually pretty good. Like I'm off by like a ½ ounce, give or take.
Okay.
You know? And then I start filling it. I started looking at it. I was like, you know what? Maybe I should ask a company if they'll donate 2 pounds, you know, just to make sure. Nameless Genetics was kind enough to donate the flour.
Shout out to Nameless.
And so after I I spend one whole day grinding 2 pounds of flour with the 3.5 flour mill. So, I mean, it was a lot of twisting.
Oh, I can imagine.
A lot. And then I'm starting to fill it up, and I start to realize, like, no way, I need more flour. There's no way.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, there's no way. And then I'm just like, oh, my God, I think I need another pound.
Holy shit.
And then Nameless just gave me extra. They were just like, just make sure you fill it. You know what I mean? And the cool thing about him is, so we got Blunt Off. He is got a mothership glass tip, so he's also a heady reindeer.
Wow.
He has removable bells.
I see that.
And these bells have funky fill tips, so there's 6.
And where did the bells come from? I think I just asked you before, but I want you to mention on...
So I've been live streaming lately.
Okay.
And I didn't know how I'd feel about it. And I'm actually enjoying it because I love talking. I love interacting with people. And I noticed on streaming, like my thing, I was afraid that no one would talk to me, but as long as there's a few people talking, I'll answer.
Absolutely.
And I'm always working, and I'm sitting at home, and especially since I've been recovering, I've been home a lot, and like I have my office at my house, and I was like, you know what, I might as well just work on my projects live.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what, I want to make something for Christmas, and I was like, I'm gonna make this. I'm going to make Blunt Off.
Hell yeah.
So my first step is 3D printing them first, and that's what I used to create the shell. I printed them out in 8 pieces, put them together, and then I then I spent a whole day of unwrapping all my products because I need supplies before I start.
The downtime that no one speaks of.
Yes. I definitely made this using Royal Blunt as the main part. Shine paper is the gold paper. Rags paper is the paper that I use for the scarf and the red nose.
And shout out to the stream because he almost didn't use that for the red scarf.
And the stream's been helping. I was going to make the hooves black. The stream was like, no, you need to make it gold. If you see the back of here, I have like the Juicy J watermelon paper. I was going to use that paper first, and I pulled this one out just to show the color, and they were just like, that red is so much brighter than the other one. How could you not use it? And I was like, dang, I only have 1 pack. I don't want to use it, but I ended up using it, and then I glued it on top of the other one with rolling glue so it'd make it a little thicker. And then I tied it on here. We got a little NG right there. Oh, I got to fix that. I got a little NG right there for Nameless Genetics. Since they donated the flour, I thought it'd be nice to put them on the scarf.
Beautiful.
Mothership had made me 4 custom tips. They're a collaboration. They're a theme of a woven pattern. And they were kind enough to combine our logos and call this a weavership. I have 4. I created, I brought 2 of the blunts that I created with it. I made a Labubu, and this is the second one I made with the Mothership tips.
Beautiful.
These tips alone are priceless. Like, I couldn't even sell them.
So this is a personal piece.
Yeah, like, it would, like, normally I would, like maybe let the weed go somewhere, but now I'm like, this is not leaving my hand.
Absolutely.
Nowhere.
And I know there's a couple different strains in it. You want to just break down
Yes.
like where is
So
what?
we have 4 strains of flower. In the back, we got the Mega Vino. In the middle, we have the Burst. Then we have Super Lemon Haze coming from the head to the feet. And then in the antlers, we have Permanent Marker crossed with Banana. And
Yum.
also the bells have Permanent Marker and Banana.
Yum.
So the thing that's unique about this is the first thing I've ever created this size.
So this is the biggest piece you've made.
No, this size.
Okay.
That could stand up on a table. Anything that I make stands up, but when you smoke it, you have to pick it up. This is the first thing that you could light. I might have did something like this with an ounce of flour or something, but something that's over a pound that's actually sitting on the table. And my vision is to light the antlers, and then you could smoke from right there.
Yeah.
It's from the butt. but
While it's on the
whatever.
table. Yeah, it's
Well,
all right.
it's on the table and it's in an angle. So we light this part of the antlers, and then I light this part. It slowly goes down. And by the time it gets to the bottom of the antlers, now it's like a reset. It's like smoking something else. It's some super lemon haze, and then we're going to retorch it right here straight down so that it starts burning downward with the face.
Yeah.
The only thing that doesn't have flower is the nose. I left it hollow on purpose because I'm going to torch it, and then it's just going to turn all red and vanish. It's
That's
going to be
cool.
really cool for the video.
Very cool.
And the only time you're going to have to pick him up to smoke is when it gets down to like halfway down his neck. Then you lift him up and light the feet. After the feet burn into here and the neck burn down to here, then you light it this way. And when you get to that point, now you could hold it like this.
Yeah.
You're just going to hold him on his butt. Oops,
Oh.
I dropped the bell.
I got
It's okay. I keep doing that because I keep forgetting I keep moving it around a lot. Oh, thank you. Did
Very
not
cool.
break. Very
Oh, good to
sturdy.
go.
And so I keep moving this around a lot. And I mean, the whole reason I made this was I wanted to spread some holiday cheer and some positive vibes. And I mean, I've been doing it with my art for so long. I just thought, man, who wouldn't appreciate smoking off a table? I don't know how you feel about smoking out of his butt, but it's the best placement. Like, look at this. Like,
As
come
long as it
on.
don't taste like butt, you'll be all right.
No. I could taste the super lemon haze because that's like the dominant, you know.
Uh-huh.
But this is Blunt Off the Smokable Reindeer, and I'm just like trying to figure out a great venue to go light up, spark them up, and spread some good Christmas cheer.
I'm really hoping that you can, because honestly, this is going to be sick to see out in the live, and just like you said, it just spreading cheer. Everyone's smoking on it, and hopefully you can smoke the whole thing. Be able to light the hooves and everything.
It's crazy too because everything that's making the balance here is the fact that this is centered, the glass tip in the back a little bit weighted, and then the position of the legs, because the legs are only like 2 ounces, 3 ounces, and then this centerpiece is like 1.5 pounds or more. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because it adds up to 3 pounds. So crazy.
That is nuts. And so when did you start doing stuff like this? Like, how did you even think, hey, I'm going to do this?
Well, it all started off a bet. So
Okay.
I used to work with a nature's lab, and we used to hang out all the time. I'd help them make wax and everything. We'd go out drinking, and we'd talk trash to each other. We had that kind of friendship where if you saw us, you're like, damn, what's up with those guys? But we're just like joking around. Like either one of us are not hurt at all by any of the comments.
Yeah.
You know, we're just having a good time. And he knows that I love art. And one day when I came home, he was just like, went to his house, he was like, I bet you can't make a woven blunt. And we were, you know, this was drinking. Who would have thought that Weaver started from alcohol? You know? So I didn't share that story before. I was like,
That's
whoa.
funny.
But he was like, I bet you can't make a woven blunt. I looked at it and I was just like, woven blunt. I was like, I'm sorry, bro. Just because someone's weaving 2 pieces of paper together and applying it to marijuana, it doesn't make it more difficult. A child can do this, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, it's just 2 materials. I
Yeah.
don't care what it is. And
Yeah.
whatever. Then we talk our trash. I go to his house the next day. He throws them all the materials on the table. He's like, then do it. And I was just like, what? Are you kidding me? All right. So I was thinking of all the woven things I saw online. First thing I didn't like was they're too thin for the amount of material that's being used. And they always have like a 1/2 inch of like something sticking out. It's like the tobacco or the paper, then the weave starts. And I was like, well, first off, I need the weave to start and end. and that's it. I don't need no extra paper. And I go, it needs to be bigger, and I'm going to use a glass tip. So I grabbed the glass tip. I made it a little bigger. I thought of all the ways that all the materials I've used, and I had a little special trick to seal it. I was using, I'll say now, it doesn't matter, I guess. So what I would take is, the Philly blunts?
Yeah.
Or those type, how it has that little thin layer of tobacco on it that they put on there? I was like, well, they put that on top of what you're smoking. Why can't I use that to seal it?
Yeah.
So after I'd make a weave, I'd peel, it's funny, I'd buy Phillies just to peel that off, and then I'd put that on there. And everybody was like, man, how do you not have it tasting so crazy? It's because I was using that thin layer that tobacco companies were already using.
Yeah, yeah.
Opposed to putting, like, some people were just doubling up the tobacco or like putting a whole layer of paper on there. Because I was making them out of tobacco because that's me,
Yeah, blunts.
And then shine papers. And then shine paper used to also make gold tobacco before.
Interesting.
I don't think they make it anymore, but I think I have one.
I've
pack.
never seen it. Yeah.
So I actually used the gold on the tobacco. You think this gold looks good on the paper? On the tobacco, it was like it had like a lustrous like color. It was like looks so rich. I was like tripping out, and I would use that, and I would start weaving them, and then and I started weaving them, and then I was all right, cool. I'm gonna put 2.5 grams of some good flour because it was probably as thick as your finger or pinky. And then crumble was basically what was popular back then. So it was like 2.5 grams of flour and then 3 layers of live resin crumble.
Okay.
That was 0.5 gram.
Okay.
And like everybody loved it. And then I basically just made a few just for fun. And then I started making more. People started buying them. And then I made an Instagram account, and my friend actually, I was like, what am I saying? He's like, how about weavers? I'm like, I don't the fucking weavers. I don't know what the hell, whatever, bro. So then we put weavers, and then I started going out. Everybody started calling me weavers, and I'm like, this is kind of weird.
Yeah.
I'm like, weavers. It's like, isn't that like describing a group?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's like weaver maybe, but and then people used to come up to me, hey, can we hire the weavers team? And I'm like, weavers team?
Yeah.
I was like, it's just me. And they're all like, oh, okay. We just thought it was a bunch of you guys. Like, I used to get that so much because it's
funny.
weavers.
Yeah.
And then I just kept making more and more woven blunts. And like one of the stories I like to share, it's kind of funny to me, is because I was selling them from $100 to $200.
Okay.
Okay, 100 was just regular weave. If it had the writing on it, 150. Now, if it was gold on gold with writing, it was 200 because it was so hard to weave the gold on gold because the the gold peels off from the moisture of your fingers.
I would imagine.
So when I do that, and then one time I was at an event, and this guy comes up to me, and he's like, oh, those are beautiful. How much are them? And I tell him, I go, yeah, $100. And then he loses it. He starts yelling at me, and I'm like, whoa, relax, bro. Like, it's not that big of a deal. He's like telling me I'm an idiot, this and that. Then he turns his back to me, and this other guy comes to me and taps me on the shoulder. He's like, excuse me, are those available? And I go, yeah. He goes, I'll take them all.
Wow.
So he takes every single one, and then I just like have the money, and then I just kind of tap the other guy on the back. I go, it's not for everybody, buddy.
Yeah, there you go.
He was just like, I was like, you don't have to get mad at me for it.
Absolutely.
Like, just move on.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not yours, cup of tea. That's fine, but.
And then it all started with the wovens, right? I'm just going to continue since that was kind of leads to how I got to this.
Absolutely.
So I kept making woven blunts. I'd go to sleep. I'd make like 14 at a time. And I just had a little humidor. I'd make 14. I'd make shells first because the wovens, like, it's a lot different to just roll it up, So I would make little shells first, then I'd fill them up. And like I was just doing that every day. And then one day I made a 3-ounce woven blunt. And it said on Sunday we sesh because the secret sesh.
Mm-hmm.
And we lit it there. And then when I went home, I was like, because it was the first time I experienced the reaction of people seeing something at a bigger size.
Yeah.
And then it was like way crazier than just having a small woven.
Of course.
So I went home and I was like, damn, why can't I apply everything I know about art and arts and crafts to this?
Yeah.
It's all about knowing your materials.
Yeah.
I mean, paper's paper. I don't care what color it is, what you use it for. It's still paper.
Yeah.
Tobacco, I love saying this. I've said this a million times. Tobacco is like construction paper with a time limit to me.
Absolutely.
So I'm looking at I'm putting the materials all into like an arts category. And then that's kind of how I look at it when I want to accomplish something.
So let me ask you, were you doing like similar stuff with art before you started doing this?
I've always been great at art.
Okay.
I've just never really like pursued it 100%. I'm really good at like sculpting things. Like I could carve whatever. I think that's one of the reasons I can do this so well.
Yeah.
So then I went home and I was like, all right, the first thing I made that was big, that wasn't a woven, was the Nature's Lab logo, was a beaker.
Okay.
So I just bought a glass beaker and then I just covered it in Royal Blunts and then removed the shell and filled it up. I thought it was going to be 2 ounces, ended up being 6, and we had like 30 grams of live resin in there. I'll never forget that day. We lit that sucker up, boom. I know when I took a hit, I was like, I'll be right back. And I ran to the other room to sit down because I was dizzy.
Holy shit.
I remember seeing Adam was on stage talking. And he took a puff and you could see his legs a little weak. Marcus was holding it. And then someone walks in front. The cherry was like this big. And they were like, you could feel the heat from where you're sitting. Like it was so big. And everybody just flipped out. I thought this was going to last for a few months. Oh, we'll help promote my friend's brand.
Yeah.
Been over 16 years and here I am.
God bless.
And then I just went from there and I just kept trying to outdo myself. First, I would just take say I got this water bottle and then I'll just use this to make a blunt or a joint or whatever. I could use any material. I'm just using blunts because that's what I want to use. And I started doing that. Then I changed up to where it was like, okay, someone wants a bottle with the head of a dog or something. So I'll get a bottle and then I'll get a head of a dog, put it on the bottle and do that.
Boom.
Boom. Then I started making things out of foam board.
Okay.
I started promoting logos and I used to make arts and it's funny. I would get people coming up to me and say, Jaime, so we got 3 cameras today. You think you could put a logo right here, a logo right there, right there? And part of me is like, dude, I'm not trying to make my art piece look like it got stickers all over it. But yes, I can do that, with a smile. But in my head, I'm like thinking, I don't like this. And I'm like, why don't we just make logos? And they're like, no, that's a dumb idea. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay. And then one time they asked me to make an X for Xzibit. And I go, that's a dumb idea. And I basically just did an outline and made an outline of Xzibit's name. And I wrote Xzibit. Everybody flipped out. Even I was a little bummed because even Be Real send me a message. Wow, that is great. Weavers, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what? I'm like, did you guys see what I made last week? I made a bumblebee with transparent wings with all the fangs coming out with a video of the fangs all glowing red and I'm like, and you guys like this flat thing with writing on it?
Yeah.
I was like,
damn.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. And then, but then, I mean, it was because people never seen an advertisement of their logo
being smoked.
And it's crazy because all of a sudden it went from making artistic things like you see on the table to logos. Can you imagine 3 years ago on 420, I got 47 orders for logos.
That's crazy.
Yes. And I should have been doing a backflip. And all I kept thinking was only logos? And then all of a sudden, all these new people coming into the industry are just treating me like the logo guy.
Yeah.
I went from being making outrageous things, coming to high times everywhere to oh, get your logo. And I'm like, you guys know I make something else too, and I can put your logo on. It's funny, now I'm saying the opposite. Before I'm like, why don't we just make a logo? And then, sorry.
Make it easy for them, yeah.
Yeah, and then now I'm like, man, I'm just doing the total opposite. Now I'm just like, maybe we shouldn't make a logo. Maybe I should put it on 3 different angles for you. but nobody's seen that. And the thing that makes me feel good inside though is man, I made that up. Yeah. A logo blunt, a logo blunt. And you see people in other countries now making
doing
logos.
That, yeah.
And all I keep thinking about is that person telling me, it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
It's the perfect example of people telling you can't succeed at something, but as long as you do it and you give it 100%, boom. Now it's I almost have to turn people away from logos.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it.
It's funny and it feels good too. And then it also feels good to have other people tell me I inspire them to do similar things. You saw how Labubus were very popular, right?
Absolutely.
So my niece was actually because I'm into 3D printing, they were just Labubus, and I'm like, what the hell Labubus? So I started looking into it, and I'm like, oh man, these are crazy. So I 3D printed her a few Labubus, and she was so happy. She's even telling her schoolmates that, yeah, my uncle will print you out something if you want it. And I'm like, oh, I am? I was like, thanks a lot, And And so I printed out a few. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a blunt. So I made one, and everybody flipped out.
Yeah.
Then I made another one. And then I went to Thailand, and we smoked one in Phuket. Then we smoked one in Bangkok.
Fucking
I actually
A.
made it in Bangkok, like at the festival.
Very cool.
I've smoked them in a few places, and then I was just like, okay. And then I don't know if the people that know me know that in Germany at Mary Jane, I went this year. I fell on a Lime scooter and broke my femur and ended up being in the hospital, and I got metal.
Yeah, I heard about that, man. That sounded rough.
Yeah, so I was kind of bummed out. It was, I mean, thank you for. I started a GoFundMe, and thank you for everybody who helped me helped me out so much. Unfortunately, my insurance didn't want to cover anything because they said we only cover Mexico or Canada.
That's crazy.
Have fun in Germany, basically.
Wow.
And I tried to fight it and didn't matter. Luckily, the operation in Germany wasn't as expensive as here. Like the full operation, everything plus to stay there, it was supposed to be $20,000, and I got it down to $11,000.
Wow. God bless.
Yeah. So
that would have been fortune here. Yeah.
That would have been like, dude. That would have been like. You remember that house that you wanted, bro?
Yeah, that's in
Not
my
anymore.
hip.
Yeah, it's in your hip now.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I was supposed to go to a Mothership meltdown, and I wasn't able to. But Mothership was still kind enough to make me some big glass tips.
Shout out to Mothership.
And so the first thing I decided to roll, because I was at home and I couldn't even send it anywhere, was the Labubu right here. Oops, sorry.
Look at this thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
I got
if you want to slide them over.
Gotcha.
Please, just grab. So this is the Mothership Labubu. It's
Crazy.
1 pound, and I basically made this just so I could use that beautiful glass tip.
Crazy.
That was the sole purpose of making them.
It looks great.
And then I wanted to hide the tip.
Sneaky little guy under there.
And plus, man, over 98% of everything I create gets smoked, and that's great. I just want
98% is a crazy.
Yes. So
that's a crazy number.
So my thing is I just want people to appreciate it. If you smoke it, you keep it. I don't care. As long as you appreciate it, I love it.
Absolutely.
So, but I don't really have things to show. That's why I was like, damn, I need to make a few things. And that's why I was like, you know what? I'm making that. And then it's Mothership. It has my tip. There's no way I'm selling this.
Absolutely.
So that's
You think you'll ever smoke that one, or that one's an art piece for you?
I would only smoke it if Mothership asked me, but I mean, I've already had it for a little bit, 6 months, but it's also in my huge humidor.
Yeah.
And I've kept things up in there for 8 months, and it's worked fine. And
I believe it.
And then I stopped with the test, but I mean, I have a big humidor. It's not
I can imagine.
Yeah, so it's big enough to fit all this stuff.
Very cool.
So then I kept making Labubus, and now you see this little spread right here of Labubus.
Yeah. So what's the deal with these guys?
Okay. So after making the Labubus and saw the reaction, I was like, you know what? I got to do this one more time. I ordered myself a box of Labubus, and I got them. I even got the rare one out of the pool.
There you
I
go.
was like, yes. So the reason I ordered the packaging is because I made these Labubus to repackage exactly like how Labubus come. So these are all filled with different companies. We have Kushco, we have Toasted the Mosid, The Cure Company, The Originals, Nameless Genetics, and Rockstar. So they each have their good flower inside of each one. They're all themed by, I have a logo of each company on it. I'm going to package them up, and then have the packaging is going to be all changed to blunt boo-boos instead of Labubus.
I love it.
And then I'm going to sell them blind. I want to sell all 6 of them just blind.
So it'll be just like a Labubu. You
just
buy
like a
it, and
Labubu.
you gotta don't know what you got till you open it.
Yes, and normally anything all my prices usually start at $1,000, but my goal for this is I'm gonna sell them for $420. I think that's gonna be cool. I want all 6 of them to get sold. I want to get the footage of people opening them.
I love it.
So I figure if I give them a deal, I could kind of maybe persuade you to can you open it right now, please?
Absolutely,
Instead of
absolutely.
just taking off. And that's the plan with this. I'm going to actually have them packaged next week. They're all finished, and I just wanted to bring them, especially since I brought the 1 pound.
Absolutely.
You could see the little ones. I've probably made a good 15 Labubus. I
Okay.
actually have another one that I made that for Rockstar that was 3 ounces. I made 2 ounce Labubu, 3 ounce Labubu, and then 1.5 ounce these smaller ones, and then 1 pound.
Crazy. What would you say has been one of your favorite or most memorable rolls of all time?
Man, memorable rolls. I'd say a memorable roll would probably have to be the 5 pound rocket launcher.
Okay.
Just because, Be Real was
damn.
on stage. It was at CHR's 10-year anniversary. And man, it was like I made them that blunt plus like 7 other smaller blunts just for like random places. And like that was the first time that I've actually lit something that big, and I put a lot of thought into it, and everything that I was thinking worked out perfectly.
Beautiful.
Like nothing makes me feel better than that.
That's a beautiful
Like,
thing.
you know, like luckily, is that wood? I hope so.
It is, yeah.
Luckily, since all the things I've been doing, like when I have a thought and I want it to work out a certain way, I envision it, I think about it, and I, you know, sketch it out if I have to. And so far, everything's always turned out.
God bless.
Like, makes me feel good.
I have to ask though, because some of these things are like crazy shapes. How do you like ensure that it burns correctly?
Well, so I would say it just depends, like on what it is. So the Labubu, the reason I wanted to put the tip on the ear and not like on the tail, it's because that's a lot of flour on the head.
Yeah.
And it's gonna burn so hot. So I would rather sacrifice a little bit more flour and smoke it the other way, because it's going to smoke a lot better from the tail and the feet than when it gets there. So I'd say the biggest problem I have is people are trying to take pictures more than they are trying to actually smoke.
Yeah, so it's going out.
So they're not really taking a real hit. So the fake hits make the cherry burn faster, and it kind of makes it into a little fireball. So I would say it's just like, I always tell people, like, don't ask me to make a basketball, you know? I'll do my best if you want me to, but like I don't recommend that. How about making a basketball that's sitting on a rim, you know, or something else, so that it actually has a shape that it will smoke better. I usually will tell you if I don't think it's going to smoke great, but if you still want something specifically, I'll do my best to make it smoke well.
Yeah.
When it's a weird shape, it's better to make a shell, because then the way that I could stuff it in, I can control the airflow with the skewers, and then I know that it's going to smoke evenly because I'm packing it correctly. You don't want air pockets or anything, because there's a lot of heat traveling through there.
Yeah.
So those air pockets will get filled with heat, and then for the tobacco, it's going to flex it. For the paper, it's just going to make the paper extremely hot.
Yeah.
And when everything gets hot, it just like kind of wrinkles.
Absolutely.
So it has to be packed in correctly, because the flour's keeping the shape.
Yeah.
You know, so it kind of like a tie stick, you know what I mean? But not so compressed. That's
Absolutely.
why I'd say it's like having like a compressed joint or something like that. Like maybe taking one of those things to make a tie stick and just doing it real fast without doing the full process of letting it sit. And also letting it cure makes a difference. Like if I make something and you smoke it the next day, it's probably going to burn a lot faster than if you would have let it sit for 3 days to 5 days.
Gotcha.
Because all the flour is going to actually cure, and then it's going to burn evenly. When the flour has moisture, it burns from the outside in faster. And usually when people are taking a drag, have you ever noticed when you take a big drag of the joint, the outside burns faster, right?
Yeah.
So imagine a pound of weed. So you're sucking that, and there's probably like half a gram on the outside burning, and it's not even getting a chance to like
burn the
inside.
Yeah.
When I have wind, that's the biggest problem. That's why you always see me lighting everything with a torch, because the torch is going to guarantee that it gets lit. And one of the biggest mistakes everybody makes is they think it's like a joint. Like, let me just grab this and light it like that. No, you can't light it like that. What you have to do is take a torch, and you're looking at, like, draw a line straight across and torch it just straight across. Once you burn the first layer off, then you grab it and smoke it.
Gotcha.
And it's like burning like an incense. And that way you're getting a better hit, because you're burning off the tobacco part. That's why I always seal it and don't leave it open, because the intention is to burn it off.
Of course.
And like that's what makes a difference. Something like this is unique because when you're smoking it, by the time it gets down to here, it's almost like a reset, because it's not going to get hot anymore, because the 2 cherries were there are now gone, and we're relighting it right here. So you have like it's like smoking 2 joints right here. Once it gets here, boom, it's like a reset down to here.
Yeah.
So it'll probably get hot when you get here.
Yeah.
You can't help that. There's just a little heat. But also what people don't realize is the glass tip is this big. Doesn't mean you have to take a hit like you're ripping the bong.
Yeah.
Because in reality, if you just go like this, you would be shocked on how much smoke is in your lungs.
Oh, yeah.
The reason you're feeling the heat is because you're trying to, it's like, that's what I keep doing. I look at this and it's like, well, it's a big mouthpiece, you know, it's like hitting a rig or something. So you're usually like, you know, when you're at a joint, you're just like puffing. You're not really like doing that.
You're not
so that's like the
it,
difference. So it's almost like if you're like hitting a joint through the bong because you feel like you want all that hit.
Yeah.
But the people that realize it, it's funny. I always have a couple friends that usually like say the party's over and like there's a roach like this big. He was like, I got it, Jaime, and he'll just take it and he'll go in the back and he's just like, he takes the lightest hits because he knows if he takes the lightest hits, the cherry's slowly gonna start cooling off.
Yeah.
And then when it turns into a wall and it's not a ball anymore, then he could just puff it for like 10 hours if he wanted to.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's so funny.
It's crazy.
He always would ask for it.
That's great.
I also got something else I'm making.
Okay.
Since I'm streaming, I was asking the stream, like, what should I make? And I decided on a nutcracker.
Very cool.
So I've been making him on stream. I started 2 days ago. Yesterday, I filled him last night. And I gave the stream the option to have a hidden glass tip or to have the glass tips sticking out. They picked the hidden tip, so that's why I'm
the
doing
hidden tip. The hidden
yeah,
tip's
me
cool.
too, but it's like a lot more work.
I'm sure.
So like I made like a little shape right here. All this little shaping I did was with tobacco or whatever, and then I had to wait overnight for it to dry. Now I'm just going to clean it up, and tonight I'm going to finish decorating this on stream tonight.
Very cool.
And then it's going to be cool. I'm going to put gold detail, like everything's going to have the little gold details, everything. I'm going to have to put red. Red's going to take me the longest because there's not really any red papers.
Okay.
And then also the stream, I was like, mothership, glass tip, or the other one, they're like mothership.
Can I check it out real quick?
Yeah, so I got
See this thing.
one of my mothership tips on there.
Very cool. And this is filled already, you said?
That's filled.
Very cool.
So that's at the point where it's ready to get decorated. And so this part is a lot thicker. So I usually put 2 layers of tobacco on the things that I'm making, except like around the tip because it's a roach, and I make that thicker because that's going to be strong enough to support the rest of the structure.
Okay.
This right here, if you feel it, see how it's like pretty sturdy?
Super thin, yeah.
So I put 6 layers of tobacco on this because there's not going to have any weed, and I don't want the moisture from somebody's hand or something to deform it. So now it's like going to stay in a nice shell.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just going to be for looks. And then when it's decorated and after this gets smoked, it'll be kind of something cool for someone to keep if they wanted to.
Absolutely.
And then I have the cap so it twists a little bit so it like locks into place. And all of this was just constructed by just using wraps. Like I'm just putting wraps on top of each other and shaping them,
That's crazy.
you know?
So like you said earlier, you must have a lot of patience.
Yes, you have to have patience. I have no problem sharing any techniques that I have or anything.
Yeah.
Because it just requires a lot more than that, just being creative and actually patience. And it requires a lot of patience, not just creating this. I basically do everything myself. I unpack the blunt wraps. Some people were asking me, do you have any world records? And I go, man, let's see, how about the most flour grounded by a single person at his house? I grind 2 ounces to 2 pounds a week.
Crazy.
For over 16 years.
Jeez.
And there's some times that I'm grinding, like when I had my art show, I had 50 pounds.
Holy shit.
Okay.
By hand?
By hand.
That's crazy.
When I did have help, and then I have like really big opinions about grinders and stuff. And like, I love grinders. And one of my things was, I was always looking for the perfect grinder. I'm like, there's got to be a perfect grinder. And then I realized it doesn't exist. Everything has its purpose.
Yeah.
And also, if you think about it, flour is so different, the consistency. You get some really fluffy, beautiful flour. You get some flour that's so sticky you can't even like throw it anywhere. You get something that's so dry. Then you get stuff that's so dense that turns to dust no matter how you grind it.
Yep.
So to me, it's like, all right, if it's dense, who cares what grinder I use? It's going to be the same result. Whatever's going to be quicker. If it's sticky, well, I don't want to ruin the dopest grinders with the sticky, you know, because like my worst thing is I hate cleaning.
Yeah.
So that's how I judge the grinder. The flour mill, the reason that made me like it is because it's easy to clean.
Yeah.
It's not even about the grinding for me. It's about the downtime because I don't want to stop what I'm doing and clean for an hour. I could have accomplished so much on my project.
Yeah.
And when I did the art show, imagine I had a room that had like, I don't know how many gallons of alcohol in tubs just to soak all these grinders. It was like, it gave me an anxiety attack. And I was just like, and it's funny because a lot of times what I use for my grinder is if you go downtown, you know, I always forget other states don't have downtown.
Yeah, they don't.
Have you ever seen those big 2-piece plastic grinders?
Yeah.
Okay. they used to, I don't know what they cost now. They used to cost $2. I'd go down there, spend $50, get 100. Okay. And now I'm grinding. Oh, it's dirty. Boom. Throw it in the trash and I grab a new one.
Yeah.
And they're big enough to where I like to just grind like this. Boom, boom, boom. The only thing you have to be careful is you don't put the stems because you could break the teeth, but that otherwise, if you know how to use it right, it was working well. And I used to use those only for convenience.
Okay.
And if you ask me why I like it better, it's not the grind. It's the fact that I don't have to clean anything. And to spend $50 to not stress about cleaning, dude, when you're grinding a lot, it's kind of crazy. And then everybody's like, get this machine and this. I've tried all the machines. Like every concept is great, but there's a reason like hand-rolled joints taste better than pre-rolls and stuff because the weed's not being pulverized and all that. And also all these machines, like everything has to be grounded up, fine enough for the machines to like put them in place. Now they have machines that roll. I've seen some things that grind decent. And I actually have a design for a grinder in my mind, to be honest. I've only shared it a few times, but I almost tempted to make it because I can 3D print it and then I could just like figure it out. But it's for somebody like me. Yeah. Because like, if you're just smoking joints, to be honest, it doesn't matter what grinder you have. Even if you have a damn scissors or even if you have a little card that you go like any cheap or even the grinder, the plastic grinders on the joint papers. Have you seen those? The ones that you rubs where it's bumps? If it's a joint, who cares? Yeah. It only makes a difference when you're actually doing something like that's like something what I do and I think now that there's rolling is so popular that I think the idea I have for a grinder might actually work out. And I've been thinking it really hard about designing it. Sorry, grinder companies.
So tell me off stream.
Yeah, I'm not telling you off stream. Yeah, that's all I need all of a sudden. Wait, why is there like every grinder coming out with this?
That was my idea.
Design.
Yeah.
Big mouth. One thing I realize in life, a lot of people have the same idea. It's who executes it first.
100%. Yeah.
So I hate people that are like, that's my idea. Yeah, it's different if it was like you guys are hanging out and your boy heard you say that your whole life, and then all of a sudden he
doesn't even know you. Yeah,
some guy don't even know you. Chances are they didn't even like.
That's the power of the universe, though. It's like once you have the thought, you're not the only one having the thought. The thought is out there. Yeah.
Oh, also one thing too. And then last night while I was working, I thought I'd roll up a microphone since I'm coming to do an interview.
Oh, shit.
So I brought this microphone for you guys.
This thing is dope.
Normally I would write something on it, but I just brought it. If you guys want to light it up and smoke whenever, I think it's
appropriate. We could close out the episode by lighting it off. Yeah, absolutely.
Do that. So I definitely brought that for that.
Sick.
And I don't know. I haven't been so happy since I've been injured. I've been kind of bummed out and like I've been trying to find something to feel better and I didn't realize it was just in front of my face already. It's like go to the art that makes you feel so good.
That's it.
I can't tell you how good it felt completing Blunt Off.
I can only imagine.
When I started making them, man, like, dude, it was a mission. You could watch, like, if you were to watch the whole thing, there's a lot of boring parts because, like, let's watch me grind 2 pounds of weed. Okay, let's watch me open 50 packages of blunt wraps. Or let's watch him start sneezing because of all this weed he's grinding and, like, it's funny. And then like the mess I made in my office because the crumbs fall down, then my wheels smash the crumbs. I literally had the wheels on my chair with my X-Acto knife for like 20 minutes, scraping up all the little nonsense and papers. And like filling something like this is so difficult that there's no way you can't make a mess.
Oh yeah.
I filled this, so I filled the antlers and the legs separately, except for I had, let's see, what was it? I had 2 legs off and 2 antlers off, and then I filled it all like that. But filling this middle part was so difficult.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's just so much like space in there.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I've just been like in such a good mood just after I created it, and then I was like, oh, I got to make the nutcracker. And the funny thing is, I wish you guys could have seen the first nutcracker I printed out. It was like this big, and then I was like, yeah, we can't do that. I already used 3 pounds of weed. I can't keep asking for weed. I have like a ½ pound left. So I was like, let's just make it more realistic.
Beautiful. So that's like a ½ pound right there?
No. I still have a little more. Well, I made this. Yeah. And then I also, I have like a little flower left at the house.
Beautiful.
I think I might make more bells because these are removable bells. I had a few people tell me, I would just be happy with
Special
the bell.
requests, yeah.
And I was like, oh. And then when I was making these, I tied it on that string. And when I tied it, I was doing this. And I was like, damn, it kind of looks like a cool little, like,
Hell
necklace.
yeah.
But I don't know, for some, like, I saw the bell and I'm like, it's just a little bell, it's simple, nobody, whatever. And but people were just like,
So what inspired the stream to like go for bells? Like what was
Well, I just kept saying, so I kept looking at it and I was like, man, I need to add something. I don't know what's missing. Anybody got suggestions? And then someone was like, how about bells hanging from the antlers? And I was like, damn, that's a good one.
sick?
And then also, the night I finished it, I kept looking at it. Like I had the eyes, because if you really look at a deer, the eyes don't really have any white, only in the cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like a black
Rudolph.
surf.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on.
So I put a black, I just put, the eyes were black or whatever, and I kept looking at it. I woke up in the morning and I'm like, dude, it's driving me crazy. It's missing something. It's
Yeah.
missing something. And then I'm like,
Now it looks
but
complete for
it's
sure.
missing the white. Then I dropped the white right here, the white in the ear and the white on the eyes all that morning. And then it just came together and I was just like, it's like that. When I have a project, sometimes I'm not 100% sure what with the decoration or something, but in the end, it just seems to come together. And when I get this feeling like, oh man, like so happy. I couldn't tell you, like
Absolutely.
so pumped up because the way it came out and the reaction I got and like, it's done. Like,
You know what's funny? A lot of like for most art, they say that the artist feels like they're never done. But with this, clearly there's a finished product. So like, do you ever feel like you're not done?
it's funny you say that. My friends had to pull me aside in the beginning because I literally would like, I would make something and then I'm like, I don't like it. And I'll tear it apart and do it again.
Fuck.
And I'll start over. And then my friend's like, what are you doing? I go, bro, this little part. He goes, dude. He's like, nobody notices that. He's like, you're the only person who's going to care.
Yeah.
He's like, you need to stop it. Like, it's not, it's not that big of a deal. And then it kind of slowly got me. And then I'm looking and I'm like, damn, nobody's ever pointed out any imperfection that I have in my head. Like every imperfection that I have, I guess I had to train myself to be kind of like, no, it's going to be fine. Because when I look at this, oh, hell yeah, there's things I want to correct.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
But I keep telling myself, it's not,
It's not that serious.
it's not that serious. And everybody's going to appreciate it. So I have to think about the people who are appreciating it more than me.
And most
you
people
know.
that pick it up aren't going to pick it up and be like, what's
No.
wrong with this thing? They're going to be
Yeah.
like, this thing's fucking sick.
Yeah. And it's funny because like, and what proved it to me was the fact like, I'll make something crazy where I feel like I deserve like an award or something. And the reaction I get is like, whatever. And then I do something that's like nothing, like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And sometimes the reaction's like, you're the master. And I'm just like, what?
Speaking of that, what has been like one of your most memorable or favorite reactions to something that you've rolled?
Oh my gosh. Like I've had so many reactions. Like, one of my favorite times was that I'll share was, the Mary Jane Festival in Berlin.
Okay.
This year I got injured, but the previous year, they invited me down. I went with Angela. Angela suggested me, and they were just like, saw what I did, and they were just like, oh, that's wonderful. That's like really cool. So I get over there, and I'm like, all right. So they made the German victory statue and modified it to like a weed thing. So the statue's holding a pot leaf and holding a big the scepter, but the scepter's modified to like has a pot leaf in the middle.
Okay.
So I that's what I made. I made that, and it was pretty cool because the scepter, I left it hollow and I put it on top, and you could literally smoke the scepter while she's holding it.
That's cool.
And so I lit it first so you could like smoke it. And then I also had, so the whole statue's gold, so perfect, shine paper. So I covered in gold. Walking around the event, everybody's loving it. It comes time to lighting it, and they're just like, hey, so we want you to come on stage. We want Angela to say a few words. Then we want you to smoke out the crew, and then just start smoking out everybody on the front of the stage.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, cool, sounds good. Angela starts talking and whatever, and then I light it up, and then like all of it, I noticed something. I was like, whoa. I was like, I have the full attention of this crowd.
Yeah.
Like in California, in the U.S., I'm sorry, like you're lucky in these weed events, you get 10, 20% of the people paying attention who's on stage. And I've never felt that before. And I'm just like, look at the crowd, and I'm like, I'm smoking everybody out. I'm like just leaning over, you know, like going like this, like putting it in their face. I could still get images of people's lips like all like this, and some of them gross where like saliva coming off, and I'm like, damn, and it, you know.
Yeah.
And then I started seeing the faces like repeated, right? And I was looking out, and I was like, I've never felt the vibe from the whole crowd. I mean, like, I was like, damn, I can't even imagine how like a rock star performing feels.
Absolutely.
Because like that was like probably just a minuscule taste of that. And like that energy was just so crazy. And I was looking at it, I looked behind me. I was like, damn, I already felt like I smoked. I don't want to smoke the same people out. I was like, screw it. I jumped off the stage.
Damn.
And like everybody followed me. And then at first I was like, good idea, bad. Oh shoot. Everybody started rushing me. And then like it calmed down. And then all of a sudden I was like, screw it. I just started like smoking everybody out all around me through the whole front of the crowd. And it was so great. Like the energy was like I was, man, I get on a high just talking about it.
Yeah.
Like put it that way.
That's dope.
And then I see a group of people at the end, because normally what I do is like I'll smoke something to a certain point, and I feel everybody's smoked out. I'll look for a group of people, or I try to remember somebody that really enjoyed smoking it, and I walk up to their group, and I'm like, here you guys go, you know, enjoy. Let me bless you guys with this.
Yeah.
I did that. They were happy. The owner of the festival was following me around while this was going on. And then he just comes up to me. He's like, I just have to tell you, he was like, I didn't know what to expect when Angela suggested you, but he's like, all I have to say is, just mind blown. And I was like, it made me feel so good. And I was just like on such a high already from the vibes from the crowd. And then him saying that, we're leaving the event. And I'm just like, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so high right now on like vibes. I don't know how to calm down. Like I can't calm down. Like after 2 hours, I finally just like slowly calmed down.
Out,
and
yeah.
I mean, not to bring up something sad, but like it's like, it was like almost like 100% the opposite. Like, you know, like I've lost my parents away. So like, you know, like going to a funeral, you know how you feel that overwhelming like sadness.
Yeah.
I've felt things like that before in my life, or like some happiness, but I have never felt like positive energy that like took me over like sadness.
Yeah.
And like, I'll never forget that.
That's great. That's
you
a
know,
great feeling.
like I was waiting the whole year to go back just for that feeling, and then I hurt myself. So I was like sitting in the hospital like, oh my gosh, why? And then the funny thing is like, I almost felt bad because like, I was like, man, I'm sad that I'm here, and I'm kind of bummed that I don't get to do this. But what I really wanted to do was just return that positive energy. I wanted to like give some of it back. And like, I thought about it, and I had a plan where I was like, man, I'm going to take that energy and just double it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, hey, there is another one coming up this year.
Oh, yeah.
You plan on going to that one?
Well, they sent me a message 3 months ago, and they're like, hey, Jaime, we just wanted to check up on how you're doing, blah, blah, blah. And they're all like, just so you know, we want you to come back next year.
Absolutely.
So that's the plan. And then also I see more things happening in Berlin.
Yeah. They're popping off out there.
And then also like I didn't get to go to Chile. My family's from Chile. I was born here.
Okay.
But I kind of was like, how did I light blunts up in like, you know, Thailand. I was in Thailand, so some Asian countries, then Europe and stuff. But I was like,
not the home country.
Chile. Like I gotta hit Chile, you know. And
of course.
I gotta go over there. There's stuff, something in South America. Like I gotta do it. So like that's on the list. And then I see like a lot of heady things happening in Germany. I'm noticing.
Okay.
Mothership's having an event in Germany. I saw.
Very cool.
I just saw a flyer like today. Plus, I love social. I mean, I talk a lot already, but to meet people in other countries that are in the weed industry.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't tell you how, when I was the first time I went to Spanibus and I'm sitting in one of the lounges, there was a guy there from Sweden, a guy there who lived like a mile from some city in Germany where he said it's like really illegal to do stuff, and like just like people all scattered there. They had their heady rigs. They had some good product. They were like great conversation.
Yeah.
It was so cool to see other people in other countries have the same passion for the marijuana industry.
Real connoisseurs.
You could see that it's international. You know?
love it.
I never experienced that before. I've only experienced like in the States, and I'm from California, you know, and usually like it's funny, you know, like, oh, where's the best this? Usually people are like US, California, and then you get all the haters saying that.
Of course.
But the funny thing is like I've been to plenty of other states where all like, do you think the weed's better in California? Yeah. They're like, well, we make this and that. And I'm like, have you ever been to California? No.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then what I tell people is like, I've never gone somewhere and they're like, bro, we got some dabs and they name somewhere besides California.
Absolutely.
You know, what I mean?
Never had someone try to flex on me like, yo, I got some weed from Kentucky, bro. Like, what? Nah,
exactly.
son.
Especially in and that's why I laugh when they're all like, it's funny. Everybody will say California, and then all of a sudden here come a few people. Oh no, let's just stand up for this, and they'll like say other things, and I'm like, I think you guys are just doing that to try to be fair because of the industry. But I'm sorry. Like,
yeah, no, we got it out here for sure. I think Cali's got it on lock.
Yeah.
So over time, obviously, this is a very special market. How have you seen like the industry change as far as like events go that you've just popped out to?
For this, well, I mean, I've definitely seen the weed industry grow. And one thing that I'll say, it's like, it doesn't matter how many events I go to, people are always coming into the industry. Yeah. There's always new people. There's always people I don't know. It's like never ending. So
for sure.
It's always been good for me because the more customers that come in and, they see what I'm doing and they're more willing to try it. I also have like Nameless Genetics. They've supported me since day one and they're still supporting me right now.
Absolutely.
This has been over 16 years.
God bless.
But I also have like, not just because they support me, like I love their product.
Yeah,
like,
no, it's great shit.
And then also like Clyde, the grower, the main guy, like he has so much passion for like the growing, like that's what makes me like it even more.
That's important. It's so important.
Because like I've been to plenty of grows and like you could see they're like run like company style, boom, 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 boom. But then I've also been around where it's like we don't need to change this, but the dude's passion is like, but no, this is how I have to do it because you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
this is how
it's kind of like a different vibe, and I like it. And as far as stuff like this, I think at first when I would make things like this, people were just like in shock, like
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, they just wanted the picture,
Absolutely.
Like they were trying to come like crazy to the secret sesh just to take a hit off a blunt.
Crazy.
And like, I would say what makes me feel good is I've been trying to get rolling to get more popular for so long. And I mean, I tried to get glass blowers to make me glass tips. And before they used to look at me like, oh, that glass tips, like, like we don't make glass tips, right? Like we make, like serious stuff, and then like, but I did have fortunately I had a little group of friends that were in the glass industry too. So I was able to get some glass tips.
God bless.
And then I'd say as time went by, I just felt like rolling would always get like such a shitty like category because at first they would just take cones and like sweep the trash off the floor to fill up the like cones, you know what I mean? And like I remember those days. They're like, "Here's some free pre-rolls." I'm like, "Thanks, guys," and then just walk to the trash and just drop them all in there because that's what they were giving away.
For sure,
it was like a trash advertisement. People used to give me just whatever, there might be a cone with decent weed, but nothing too crazy, or like super infused stuff with like 50 things on it. We got keys, we got distillate, we got this and that. It's a little too much for me. Yeah. I want to taste the weed,
Absolutely.
know? Even though it is impressive, some of these companies will be like, that's a coffee cappuccino with lime in there. And then you take the weed, you're like, what the hell?
Yeah, dead ass. No, it's crazy. The terps have, honestly, they've gotten wild.
Yeah. And then I started noticing all of us slowly, the hash holes made everything so popular.
Yes.
It's a pretty smoke. I mean, I like hash holes, but it's not like my first choice. I'd
Absolutely.
rather, I like smoking. I want to smoke something big. So like, that's my problem. Like, if I do everything, everything's big. Yeah. Like I'm usually rolling like 3 to 5 grams. I'm that person who's like, hey guys, you have your sack of weed. You're like, I just got this from the dispensary, blah, blah, blah. You're like, hey, could you roll it up for me? And you give it to me and I'll usually roll the whole thing. And then I'm like, you gave me the whole thing. You didn't want me to roll the whole thing into one joint or one blunt? Yeah. Like, sorry, my bad. You shouldn't give it to me. Like,
wrong person.
Yeah. And like, then I started noticing all of a sudden the samples and things people are giving me, straight joints, glass tips.
Yeah.
Like, man, an improvement. Even the machines are starting to switch over from cones to like rolls, and then I'm just like, damn, like I could smoke these now.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, this is pretty good.
I would say I'm 100% in agreement with that. Like I was not the biggest fan of pre-rolls until the hash holes and the big fancy joints started coming around, because now it's like, all right, that's some shit I want to smoke,
And then I started doing that. And then also I've gotten a lot of people telling me that I've inspired them. And that makes me feel good. To know that I inspired anyone to do anything in life makes me feel so good.
Absolutely.
You know, like that's what I want to do here. The reason I love this so much and I put so much effort, it gives me an opportunity to spread some good vibes through the marijuana industry with art, you know?
That's it.
And who could have thought in life that I would do? That's why I say, if you have a dream or something, don't give up. Like, I used to work at Bong. I used to install things for Ericsson. And who would have thought being in the weed industry would actually make me feel complete in life? I basically get to do more than one thing that I enjoy in life. I get to make art. I get to smoke weed. I get to meet people. I get to talk. I talk a lot, you know, so
God bless.
I mean, I'm so grateful. I don't even, like, sometimes it doesn't even register. It's just like, how did I go from, like, this is one thing I always try to do. It's funny. I try to picture myself sitting at work at Boeing thinking of doing this.
Yeah.
I would have just laughed at myself. You're an idiot, bro.
Yeah.
That's never going to happen.
Yeah.
And like, I stopped working at Boeing.
Because that's what they want you to think.
Yes. I stopped working at Boeing. And then I started hanging out with Nature's Lab. I started helping them, and then hanging out, meeting some people. And this is always like, when you're not feeling well, you can't be by yourself. You have to meet other people.
Yeah.
Meeting Nature's Lab, kind of, because I was feeling antisocial before I met Nature's Lab a little bit. And then meeting them made me a little more social, like feeling better again. And then all of a sudden helping him make products, and all of a sudden, how did this turn into Weavers? Going out drinking and having fun talking. It's because we're talking and we're having fun with friends. I wasn't just going home and being alone by myself.
Absolutely.
I also, not going to say why, but I wasn't in a very good place, like, before the weed industry. I was very unhappy, feeling antisocial. Just a couple of things in life that happened. I don't care to share at the moment.
No worries.
Like that. And it made me really sad. And I'll never forget being at High Times with a microphone, and they were smoking it in front of the stage of High Times. And I'm just looked over. I forgot who I was standing with, one of the people from High Times. And I just like thought to myself, man, I forgot how good it feels to be a part of something.
Yeah.
You know, it feels so good.
Absolutely.
And then I kept looking, and I'm like, are all these people having a good time and laughing? Did I contribute to this crowd of thousands of people having some positive, like, feelings and enjoying themselves?
Yeah.
And I'm just watching that microphone go around and pictures and smiling and happy. And I could not tell you how addicting that feeling is, knowing that something I created could actually change the mood of a crowd and see people enjoying themselves. You know, what do you normally see? People getting mad at you and saying hateful stuff. It's easy to have a bunch of 1,000 people hate you for something stupid.
Absolutely.
But to actually, like, see people enjoying themselves and not realizing it until you actually just look at it, you know? And I'm just like, wow. And, like, I've been so addicted to that feeling. And, like, that's what keeps me going. I would say, like, I've turned down a lot of money in the weed industry because I also just don't like working with people that are going to mess up what I'm doing or, like, just ruin my vibes. Like, I also want to be happiness. And I try to think of the times in life. Have you ever been trying to do something and you're so stressed out and you're just like, I would pay fucking $1,000 just for this shit to go away right now.
Yeah.
So I kind of just think of that. That's how my thinking is now. It's like, you know what? Everything you're saying is great, but I can tell that you're not. I'm a pretty good judge of character. I'm like, I could tell things aren't going to be that great for me in like a while.
Yeah.
I'm not interested. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Sir. You know, I'll be polite and everything. I don't say these things. Those are just the thoughts in my mind.
Of course. People don't realize, though, it's like your peace and your happiness, like, that should come first before anything, you know?
You can get older, you start getting that way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You have a job you hate every day. That's going to take a toll on you, your mental health, everything. Like, where is that going to lead you 10, 20 years down the line?
So this is how I look at things. Okay, you got some responsibilities and you have to do that, then fuck yeah, you suck it up and you do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you know what? It's not going to be your whole life. You do that and those things create the opportunities. And then afterwards, like, when now you don't have to be responsible for this. Now just even doing all that work, you shouldn't have got you trained to like succeed, you know?
Absolutely.
And then you do something that you want.
I'm a firm believer in exactly that. I'm a firm believer that you have to do a bunch of shit
You
that
have to.
leads you to where you are
Yes.
supposed to be and prepares you for it too.
How do you learn? I mean, I used to that shit when I was 15 years old. I was at Target, 6 o'clock in the morning or 5 in the morning. They're throwing on some rock music, and then I'm just like stock room running out, just like pump it up everywhere. And then like, man, I've had some jobs. I've had some pretty cool jobs, and then some other jobs. One thing I noticed that changes, like, I mean, I feel people are so sensitive now. Like I'll see someone come from work and like, oh my God, my boss was so mean to me. I was like, did something change? I was like, I was used to getting yelled at work.
Yeah.
Like yes or yes or yeah.
Shit
always
was
be
never
like,
sweet.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then like, all right, got my money, I'm out. Screw these people, suck. You know.
Absolutely.
Get yelled at? Yeah. No what? Go ahead. It's because for me, it's like, you're nothing in my life, so it's coming in this year and out the other.
Absolutely.
And then I also talk a lot, and I tell people, hey, if I talk too much, don't worry. You can ignore me. Just don't listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Trust me. I do that to other people. If you're talking too much and I don't care what you're saying, I'm listening, but I'm not listening.
Of course.
I won't get upset.
Yeah. We all have our limit, you know? There's only so much that you can take. And then other than that, it is in one ear and out the other.
I'm one of those people where it's like, I could take a lot. But if I reach my limit, I'm having like total breakdown.
Yeah. I'll be honest, being in this space, I struggle with that a lot because like I run into a lot of people that want to have a conversation with me. And I feel like it's my duty to grant them at least a piece of a conversation, you know? So every time I see someone, like I have trouble walking away. Like if they're really talking to me, it has to take someone like at an event like, yo, we got to go this way. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I got to go. But, you know, that's like been one of the biggest struggles for me in this industry.
I get
for
it.
sure.
I usually go somewhere. It takes me a long time to even walk down one aisle because I already talk a lot. So if people are asking me questions, I'm like, boom, boom. But then it gets kind of crazy when like you got 3 people asking questions and you're like, oh, I'm sorry.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like a full shuffle.
Yeah.
But no, I get it. Like I'm like that too. But I'm also the one who's like, don't walk away and make that final comment because I'll reel you back into the conversation and you're going to be here for another 20 minutes, you know?
That's true.
Or like I'll be like, I'm leaving, guys. Bye. And then like 30 minutes later, I'm still trying to leave, guys.
Yeah. I thought you were leaving. I'm still trying. Yeah. Nah, it's for sure. Cool shit though. Where can the people find you? You have any Instagram, socials?
Yes. You could find me at Instagram. It's at Weavers_. And then on Twitter, it's 420 Weavers.
Okay.
And on my live stream is it's Weavers_, if I'm not mistaken.
And what platform is that? Twitch?
That's Twitch.
Okay.
So it was Instagram, X, and Twitch. YouTube, I've only got 1 video up, but I'm going to start doing that more. I'm going to start trying to use more of all the other platforms. It's just a little harder for me because, like, a lot of times I show something and it would get restricted, but I just got to find the right way.
Audience,
to post it, you know, and, like, also, like, I used to post videos of me, like, fully creating things on Instagram, but the views, it just, like, makes it worse. So now I just have to I'm just showing finished projects, you know? So the finished project doesn't get as much attention because people who know what it is know what it is.
Yeah.
People who don't just think I made a reindeer, you know?
Absolutely.
I mean, if you look at this, your first thing is like, you making chocolate?
Yeah.
You know? You making chocolate? A lot of people always tell me that, you know, like that show, the like, is it real or is it to eat?
Yeah.
They're all like, you should do one of those. But
That's
like, can
true.
you smoke it and you can't? Because like, nothing makes me feel better than when somebody walks up to me and says, man, I thought that was the real thing.
Yeah.
It makes me feel good. Like,
that's really dope.
Yeah.
And if someone wanted to get something made, like, how can they get in contact with you?
You could basically have my website is weaverscreative.com, or you could just send me a DM. But actually, at Weavers Creative, there's a little order form to ask questions. But also, if you just send me a DM or something, I usually answer if you're asking me questions. Not a problem. And then if it gets any further, I just give you a number to continue the conversation. And all of my commissions, you have to supply the flower because I don't pay for flower. I don't sell flower.
Yep.
I'm creating an art piece for you.
Absolutely.
So that's basically the difference. People are asking me, and I'm like, well, there's no laws that says I can take your flower and create an art piece with it and give it back. I'm not selling it to you.
Yeah.
You know, and Sorry, guys, I don't ship. That's like the number one question I get.
I'm sure.
If I were to ship, oh my God, I'd have a team. Then there'd really be like 10 weavers because the amount of orders that I have to say, sorry, no shipping.
Fuck.
Man, it's like, I'm just like looking
Hopefully
at it,
these
I'm like,
laws change though, and then one day.
I almost got tempted. I was like, should I try like the THCA with the stuff in there? And
Well,
like,
good thing you didn't, because
Yeah, I know.
it would have been all over now.
Oh, and then, so this year, one thing I want to do is I'm going to do one giveaway.
Okay.
I'm going to do 20 microphone giveaway. So I'm going to have them printed, and then I'm probably going to walk up to you or something and just be like, hey, tell me something positive, or, you know, tell me something good about your friend. And if you don't answer, you ain't getting nothing. If you answer, you might get a microphone. I'm going to give away 20,
Pretty cool.
and it's going to be an over $20,000 giveaway.
Fucking A.
I charge to make $1,000 for a microphone.
Each one.
That's not including the flour, because
Wow.
that's not my cost. So if you add that in there, so it's an over $20,000 giveaway. And then after that, my goal. So after New Year's, I am going to commit to rolling 1,000 flowers to give away for Valentine's. Now, I wanted to say 200, too easy. I wanted to say 500, doesn't sound good enough. Now I said, I'm going to attempt to make 1,000 flowers.
1,000 is crazy.
So we will see. I'm going to start January, right after New Year's. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make them first, and I'm not going to fill them. And then I'm going to have like 10 people help me fill it.
There you go.
You
That
know,
makes
but
sense.
I'm going to make the filling's going to be the easiest part, but I just didn't want to have things lying around. I just want to have it all. I have so many companies interested in donating, and then I just figured like I want a 1,000 flower giveaway. I would think it'd be so great.
I think that'd
I
be really
got
cool.
such a good reaction for the flowers. I mean,
That's gonna go crazy on your live too, by the way.
well,
Like,
that's
something
one
that
thing
they
I
can
want to
tune
do.
in every day. Yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
That's what I'm trying to do, and like I kind of want to just like I want to change things a little bit. I don't want to just keep doing commission stuff. I want to do some things like this to give back.
Yeah.
But also giving back, and then give the companies an opportunity to like want to, you know, maybe be a part of it, and then maybe I could make something that way
For sure.
for like giving back more than commissioning, because I think people would enjoy it more. And then I could do different sizes. That's why it's like a flower. It's something so little, but 1,000 flowers together. Oh my gosh,
That's a lot.
Beautiful.
That's a lot.
You
And you can
know.
make a lot of people happy with 1,000 flowers.
Yes.
You know? Crazy.
So that's my goal.
Well, I'm
Let's see what
excited to
happens.
see it. 2026. Everybody keep an eye out for what Weavers has going on. Like he said, he's doing the thing with the Labubus too. So make sure you keep an eye on that. And I'm excited, man. I'm so blessed to have had you come on and tell your story. I know we've
Thank
been trying to
you.
do this for a while.
I know.
So I'm glad we were finally able to get you in here.
Sounds awesome.
Good shit. Go follow him if you haven't. I think we're going to go light up one of
Spark it up?
these.
Yeah, we got to do it. Oh, wait. So you got smoking rules in here? 'Cause we're
No.
about to. Okay.
We can smoke.
All right.
The only rule is you got to share.
Oh, yeah. You know, sometimes people just aren't prepared to what happens when you light one of my things up.
Oh,
you know?
absolutely.
Like, you light this is okay. You light this, hot box. We light this,
See you later.
the whole building's hot box. And I'm not lying.
You got to call the fire department. Yeah.
So right here, I have a hole for the airflow. So what I'm going to do is just,
Let me see. I'm going to have to raise this up. There it is.
it's a down.
Yep.
Oh, I got it. All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm burning off the top. You see me spinning it. I don't want to like burn towards it, because then like you'll be surprised. There's like almost half an ounce of weed in this little top part.
Crazy. So how much would you say is in this microphone?
1 ounce.
1 ounce.
These I have made over 500 microphones. This is the most popular item I've ever made. It's see how it's starting to smoke from the bottom?
Yeah.
That's telling you that it's just about ready to go.
Okay.
So then we go like this, and
Wow. Look at that. You seen it here on the Green Rush Nation podcast.
banana permanent marker. The first stages start
Smooth.
Yeah. The first like I'd say maybe the third hit's probably like one of the best, because you know the first thing goes, and then
Well, shit. We're going to leave you guys here on that one. Shout out to Weavers for this microphone blunt We're going to get super high over here. And this is just in the middle of the day. So we got a journey to go. Go tell your mother, your brother, your sister, everyone that needs to know. We appreciate all the support so far. But go subscribe, like, comment, share. We can't do this without you guys. And we will see you next time.
I just had the bluest dream that you've ever seen, and I can't believe that shit was green, cause it hit so clean, and my history is a mystery. I don't give a fuck, I just hit the tree on the 5th degree. We don't pit for free. If you don't got 5, shit, get up and leave.